Welcome to the 7 days of land flipping. This is part 5, the contract, how we structure our deals, and why our contracts are better than any contract that you have ever seen in real estate, period. All right, again, if you haven't watched the prior sessions 1 to 4, click like here in the link, brings you back to session 1, and from there you go on because these all build on top of each other. Remember in the session we just did, day number 4, we talked about this deal that you came up with a valuation of about $55,000. Now, as a result of that, you offered $12,000 for the property. So now let's say that seller receives this property and he accepts the offer. Now, first thing is, we do not sit down with people on their kitchen table and use all kinds of psychological tricks like the house flippers do to get them to go lower and lower and lower in their offer. Again, we're looking for what we call the non-wanters. So now we send out that contract and they look at their contract, and our contract is a one-page sale agreement. And we sent that out by mail to that seller and give him 7 days to discuss it with their family on whether or not they want to accept the offer. So the first thing is, there is no rush. Now that sounds crazy. Isn't everything in real estate a word rush? Isn't it all about competition? Yes, in house flipping it is. Yes, in multifamily it is. In fix and flip it is. Not here. Because everyone runs after house flipping. There's nobody going onto the land side. Again, this is an almost competition-free environment. But what it really means is that the chances that by the time I sent them this offer in the mail, and he looks at that offer and he accepts the offer, the chances that somebody else slides in and also makes an offer at the same time is almost zero. Is almost zero. As a matter of fact, I mean, for every 1,000 house flippers in the United States, there's literally one land flipper. So there is 1,000 times less competition in land flipping than there is in house flipping. It's absolutely crazy. Plus, there's 3,007 counties. There's probably right now only about 2,000 people doing this in the entire United States. There's more house flippers in the market I live in, Phoenix Metro, Arizona, then there is land flippers in the entire United States. So this is truly still a ground level opportunity to learn more about. All right, so with that said, our contract, first of all, we send it in writing. Then our contract actually has 4 provisions on there that are absolutely unheard of. The first provision is that it says very clearly, black and white in the contract, that the buyer, which is you, can back out of the contract anytime for any reason. Again, why in the world would a seller sign that? Because he doesn't care about the property anymore. He's one of these non-wanters, as I now explained multiple times. The second provision is in there that says that we, or you as the buyer, have the right to market the property while it's under contract. So right there, in writing, you have the right to remarket the property, put it on the market and sell it out there, which in our understanding puts you around a lot of the regulations that exist around wholesaling, because the seller gives you the right to market the freaking property. Right? So that's another great thing. The third thing is that we actually do the opposite of house flippers. The house flippers go and say out there, we buy your house in 7 days, because house owners typically only sell because they have a distressed situation in their life. Landowners do not sell because they have a distressed situation. They sell because they're sick and tired of owning the property. They don't want to pay property taxes anymore and all the different things already mentioned a bunch of times. So as a result, they don't have urgency. So as a result, you don't have to make an offer with a close of escrow date 7 days from now. Instead, get this. We literally put the close of escrow on our offers 6 months into the future. 6 months, guys. Now, why do we do this? Number one, because when you get, one of our students right now has just started 3 months ago with our program, and he has 45 deals under contract. Another one within a matter of the first 6 or 8 weeks got 49 deals under contract. Another one I just heard in the first couple of months working with us has gotten 25 deals under contract. When you got 25 deals under contract, you need to, as we talk about in the next session, when you need to create listings for these properties, put them on the market, you don't want to put them all on the market at the same time, because you're going to get overwhelmed with inquiries. That's a great news, right? We want to get overwhelmed in inquiries, but you also want to pace it a little bit. A well-marketed piece of land should sell within 1 and 6 weeks with our method. And again, if you have the right provisions in there, there's zero risk. You can back out anytime for any reason. you can market the property, and if the rare occasion happens that nobody buys the lot, then guess what? Then you just back out of the deal and you're done with it. And here's the last provision that's actually not a provision, it's actually something that's not even in our contract. And that's very simply, in all 4,500 deals that Michelle and I have done, we have never put an escrow deposit down. Our contract doesn't even have a space for an earnest money deposit. So in other words, you can now make as many offers as you want because you can back out of any time for any reason. You have the right to market them. You have 6 months to close on the deal, which is plenty of time to find a buyer. And on top of it, on none of the deals do you even have even a single dollar down as an earnest money deposit. Now, how crazy is that? And on top of it, you're sending out these offers by mail, which means that your day is not stressed. Really get that part. Like, let's look at the house flippers one more time. Let's say you're a house flipper. You're driving down the road with your family at 6 p.m., you're wanting to go to the movies. Your phone rings, and it's a house seller that says, you know what? I finally made my decision, I want to sell my house. If you meet me right now, you can get it. Who is going to the movies that night, and who is not going to the movies? It's very clear. Your family is going to the movies, you are not. The land flipping area, literally, you just go to the movies, the phone call comes in. First of all, it doesn't come to you anyway, it comes to the call center, your voicemail. The next morning you check those, you do your value analysis over the next few days, and then sometime between 5 and 7 days after receiving that inquiry, you send your offers out in the mail. In other words, you jump at the whistle of any kind of seller that wants to meet with you right there. This is an absolute priceless benefit of land flipping. So now you have made the offer. Let's say the seller accepts the offer. What's the next step? Well, the next step is you gotta market the property. And marketing the property is gonna be covered in day 6 of the 7 days of land flipping. I'm gonna share exactly with you how we sell these properties from the comfort of your home, literally using social media. Just click on the link right there, on the video right there, and it's ready for you. See you there.